Hello, everybody, and welcome to Field Focus. This week, we are looking at PR opportunities, and today I want to look at and get you to start thinking about the PR marketing around blogging. Now, I know I've mentioned this to many of you when we're in our one-to-ones about whether it's a blog or it's even a vlog. So let's consider both. Some people like writing more, some people like to talk more. So either way, you're still getting your message out there, whether you're speaking it or whether you're doing it through writing mediums. So let's stick to blogging for the moment. So the most important thing for an author is to figure out what your themes are around your book, because then you can start to think about, well, what can I write about? And if I can write about it, I can speak about it. Hence, the blog can be created into a vlog. So the first step would be to look at doing a mind map or something. Let's look at a mind map. Let's open a blog here, and let's put in here what we might write about. So say you're writing a book all about mindset. So you're going to put in the middle of your, let's try to move this. You're going to put what it is you want to talk about. Now, I suggest you come up with somewhere like 5 or 6 topics in the beginning of what you can talk about in terms of mindset. It's a bit wee. Let me make it bigger. There we go. There we go. Mindset. So what can I talk about in terms of mindset? So you could talk about, one of the things you could talk about is fixed versus a fixed and a growth mindset. So you could talk about that. So you could talk about the differences between them. You could talk about the benefits of a growth mindset. You could talk about how you begin to change a growth mindset from a fixed mindset. So you could look at reframing. So let's look at reframing as also another topic that you could talk about or write about. You could talk about reframing. So reframing is just when you look at something in one way, what might you say to yourself in order to reframe it, to look at it in another way? You could talk about visualization and vision. You can talk about how you speak to yourself. So there's something else we can talk about with mindset. We could talk about mind chatter. So how do you talk to yourself? Do you talk positively to yourself, or do you chastise yourself? Do you talk to yourself the way you would talk to a friend or a family member? Or, you know, are you always berating yourself? You know, so you could talk about, so reframing is positive and negative mindset, because you could talk about that. And positive and negative is also something about fixed and growth mindset. You might also want to talk about envisioning. So visualization, let's call it visualization. So visualization is something that's extremely powerful in terms of developing your mindset. So the idea is I've come up with 4 for the moment. So if your work's around mindset, add some more to that. So you then want to go away and underneath each one, think about what 3 things can I talk about in reframing, and then you might get 3 blogs out of that. So before you know it, you've got 12 blogs. Before you know it, you've got 3 months of blogs. That's how quickly you can plan what you want to do for the next 90 days. We've just done that in what, a minute and a half or something. That's how quickly you can do. Once you know what you know what it is you're passionate about and what your book's talking about. So that's a memoir one. Let's can I go down? Yeah. Okay. So let's do one that's about a memoir. So let's talk about our memoir. I hope I've spelled that right. My spelling's getting bad. Don't know what's happening to it. Memoir. Okay. So you've got a memoir. So your memoir's about your life. And in your life, what are the lessons you've learned? So what have your challenges been and what have you learned? So let's look at what you might have learned in your life. Okay, you might have learned about the art of acceptance. So you might write about what does that mean? What is the act of assessment? So what is it? Why do you need to do it? How do you do it? When's the best time to think about it? How can you use it? You know, so again, and the act of, and that's also linked to like mindset as well, accepting things, you know, changing that mindset. So you might talk, so another one that you might talk about in your memoir, maybe your story is all you need to forgive someone. So you might want to talk about forgiveness somewhere. So you might want to talk about that. You might want to talk about let me think. I'm thinking about my own story. So I want to, in my story, memoir, I'm going to talk about an I can mindset. That is one of my biggest drivers in life. I can do it and I will do it. And if I don't know how, I'll find out how. You know, another thing about your memoir is you might talk about the people around you. Because usually what we find over time is that it's important who are the people who's around you, because they've got to be people who are going to motivate you, who've got your back, who care about you, who genuinely care about you. Maybe, so I've given you 4. Okay, let's do another one. Maybe you need to learn about what it is to be authentic. What does that even mean? What does it mean to be authentic? And how do you become authentic? Let's just do one more because we've got 6. Let's talk about being vulnerable. Because the greatest personal power is in being vulnerable. So you might have discovered that in your journey. So the idea is you put your memoir and then you put the topics that you have honed and learned from the lessons in your life, that therefore you can stand on stage and talk about. You know, maybe you've learned about the forgiveness is that it's about freeing yourself. Maybe you've learned to use the Ho'oponopono. So let's do, I don't know how I can do, no, I don't know what that means. I'm trying to look to see what I can do as let's just put it inside. I'm trying to see if I can do bullet points. So let's take one. So forgiveness is about setting yourself free, first of all. It might also be, oh, look, I might be able to put bullet points up here. Excellent. Right, so it might be about setting yourself free. Along the way, you might have learned the Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. Oops. Pono. I think I've spelled it. It doesn't seem to like it. Let's see if it corrects it. Ho'oponopono. Oh no, yeah, that is right. Just doesn't like it because it's a different word. And what else is it about forgiveness? So I'm thinking on my feet here. Forgiveness is a big thing. I've had to do it in my life. So what would I talk about forgiveness? Certainly the Ho'oponopono. Certainly, when you forgive, you set yourself free. And actually, it's a choice. You can choose to forgive somebody, or you can choose to hold on to the bitterness. But you get my point now at how you can quickly make a mind map and do 3 aspects in which you can talk about. Now, you could do one big blog and talk about these 3 things within it, or it could be 5 steps to, or it could be, the 3 most important. These how-to things are, as a blog, are very important. We're not really focusing on the titles today. We're just talking about how we can create 3 months worth of content that you can write about and you can vlog about. So you would do that for all of it, and I would just suggest you do 3 steps. Remember the power of 3. I've given you 6. You could even just do 3 topics, because then you've got 3 topics, and you've got 12 again. So I've given you quite a lot here. You could get 6 months worth here with what I've given you today, and then you just write about it. So let's stop sharing for a moment. Oops, I don't know why it's not. Oh, stop it. Okay, so you see, it's important to understand from your book, from your story, from your idea, what other subject matters you can talk about. So you might be able to talk about relationships. You might be able to talk about business. You might be able to talk about, and then when you get the sort of parent topic, you then divide it into subtopics, and you can talk about those, because in your book it's like that. Hold on, I'm just going to get Auntie Kate's book, Dr. Kate Analu's book, Time for Purpose, and I'll show you how you use your book to get your vlogs as well. So here we go. So this is Auntie Kate's book, Time for Purpose, and inside it, when you go to, so your content page will help you do this. So your content page, I don't know. So you can see here in her content page, she's got all these chapters, and those chapters are purpose, mindset, motivation, faith, drive, resilience, self-empowerment, self-success, legacy. She got 10 chapters in here. That's 10 talks. Wow. So each chapter of your book becomes a talk. And within the book, so let's go to what she said about mindset, because that's what we've just been speaking about. Page 35. So when you get to page 35, she talks about mindset. So the first thing she talks about is a positive mindset. So you can write a blog about a positive mindset. Then she talks about fixed mindset and growth mindset. So she can do a blog about that in Carol Dweck. Then she talks about achieving because you believe you can do it. So there's another blog or a vlog she can talk about. She talks about reframing instead of try thinking. That's another blog that she's got. So already, what's that, 3 or 4 blogs within the one chapter? And you can do a whole blog on the whole chapter, just giving a couple of lines from each of the elements. Then she uses a story that she, in her life, that tells you about her mindset and how she changed it and how her mindset was developed. She talks about an open mind. She talks about a flexible mind. She talks about a conscious mind. And she tells the story, she tells a metaphor about the teacup. And then she's got all her learning points about the importance of mindset. So I've shown you already 10 topics, and within each chapter, she's got at least 6, 8, if not 10 subtopics. Wow. 10 and 10. Wow. There's 20 weeks, 1 a week. Wow. That's nearly 20 weeks. We're nearly half a year in a book. And then we can look at, and that's only one chapter. At one chapter, we've got 20 blogs. So she did that for all of that. That's like 200 blogs. Oh, who knew? That's how much you can get out your book. And Auntie Kate's book's not that big. It's not that. It's 154 pages. Some people's books are double that, 300 pages. So this is why your book becomes your Bible and your philosophy. This is her philosophy in life. Her philosophy in life. That she lives by. Now she wants to teach other younger women and teach. She mainly works with women. So the thing is, you use your book. If you've not written your book, doesn't matter. You use your book structure to get your blogs or vlogs. Now, I'll just keep going for another 5 minutes. So once you plan it out, what do you do? So the next question is, so it's what am I blogging about? Now I'm going to ask, where am I going to put my blogs? So let's, you see, I like my whiteboards. Okay, so where to post blogs. Make it bigger. Oops, don't know right to do that. Okay, so now I've got that. So now we want to look at that. Where am I going to post? So let's get another one, and let's get our bullet points. So the first place you can put, I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Wait, see what happens in a minute. Is my website. Then BBP website. Then other people's websites. So let's talk about that first before I move on. Other people's websites. But what other people? It's not just any other people's websites. It's other people's websites that's got your ideal reader on, your ideal client on. So who else talks about your subject matter? Who else is interested in forgiveness? Who else is interested in business? Who else is interested? What allies have I got out there? Who are my allies? Who am I connecting with that I can share my blog with? You've got in LinkedIn, you can write it as an article. And then what you do, you need to make sure that your header and your first line is a page turner, is an attention grabber. And then you do that. And then after you've done it on LinkedIn, you take the first line and then you post it on Twitter. So it's headline and first line. And guess what? You give them the link, then the link goes to your website. Wow, they go into your website, they can buy the book, they can see what else you've got on offer. You see, you have got to learn how to drive people to what you're offering. So of course, you've got other social media. I'll just put SM for social media. Okay, you've got, you then need to go and research, where else can I post my blog? Well, you can post it on places like Medium. That's free. So go and look at free places you can do it on Google. Google has a blog in place. Put it on Google. Let's see if we can think of one more place you can put it. So Medium, Google Blogs, and sometimes places like the HubSpot. So you want to direct people to your blogs. And the more you write, because remember you're an author, so you're a writer, the more you write, the more you will become visible, the more you get people to comment. And don't forget when you do blogs to add a call to action. No, sorry. Always add a call to action at the end of your blog. So actually this shouldn't, let's put this down a wee bit, because that's important. How many have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we need one more place. Where else can we put to post a blog? See, I'm sure we've got a handout that we give you. It tells you all these things. I'm trying to remember. I know Medium, Google Blogs, HubSpot, and where else can we post a blog for free? Are you in BookBubs? BookBubs is a place that you can go. Yeah, so we said HubSpot. We've said Weebly is another one, and Blogger. Let's add those. Weebly and let me add that. Blogger. Now, so we're looking at free places in the beginning. I'm just going to put, remember to always add, let's get rid of that. So you've got a few places to start, because you've got to be everywhere. You've got to be visible. So you put that blog up in all these places. And then other people's websites, you might end up finding, even if it's one person, but you might end up finding half a dozen places to put that up there, to get that blog up there. It's so important to be visible and to get your message. Now, don't underestimate the power of blogging, because other people will see it and you don't know who they're going to tell and bring you more traffic. Not only that, people who are looking for speakers, if you're blogging and you're passionate enough about a topic, you might be approached to, can you come and speak about such and such, particularly if you can come up with really innovative titles to use for your blog posts. I've just gone very simple today, just to, you just need to understand it, the art of simplicity. And then once it becomes part of who you are and blogging becomes a regular thing. Oh, I know what else you can do. Yes, I know. This is very good for bloggers. You want the 30-day blogging challenge, and it's by the Arrows. It's a husband and wife team, and you find it on Facebook. I will put the link underneath this video when we put it up. It's very important that to get into the habit of blogging, you can do that. Now, don't make your blogs long, 200 to 300 words, one pagers, 1 to 2 minutes. People don't have time. So a 2-minute, you can read 100 words in less than a minute. So 300 words is about a 2-minute blog, because you can speak, well, it's a bit slower. So if you say 100 words is a minute for reading, roughly, you can figure it out. Read something for a minute and see how many words you get. But so you only want a 1 minute, 2 minute, no more than a 3-minute read. People don't have time, and you want to get to the point and give them the bullet points. And we'll talk about how to write a blog another day. But right now, this is about becoming visible through PR and marketing. And today we're talking about blogs. So there we have it. The other day we talked about podcasts. Now we're talking about blogs. Now, the thing is, let me stop sharing. here's what I want to say to you. Don't try and do them all, because you'll burn out, you'll get overwhelmed, and you just won't do anything then. And therefore you won't sell books, and therefore you won't feel good about it. The most important thing is to sit down and soul search and do a little meditation, a 3-minute meditation. I'm going to teach you that, because that is the most powerful tool I've learned. And it's 3 minutes long, and we can all find 3 minutes, even if it's in the toilet. So the most important thing is to know yourself. Self-awareness is everything, everything. Because you have to know, well, what would I like to do? Do I want to go on podcasts and speak to people? Do I want to vlog? Do I want to blog? Do I want to write for magazines? Do I, whatever. The most important thing is you choose one and do it consistently without fail. It has to become a non-negotiable. It has to become a non-negotiable, because you need to be consistent in your visibility for people to know who you are, see who you are, recommend you, people find you. And the reason I'm telling you that is because that's what I've done in nearly 3 years in June. What are we at? 2 3/4 years of Book Brilliance Publishing. And our reach, we are in 21 countries. And I have people booking in for calls with me from all over the world now to write books. I don't advertise that I write books. What do? I put you all in the spotlight and other people in the spotlight. And that grabs their attention. And they like what I'm saying about other people, and they like what I do for other people. So remember that. That's key. That's key to your success. What do you do for other people? What are you doing for your reader? How are you letting your reader know who you are and what you stand for? How are you letting your reader know who you are and what you stand against? Remember, that goes back to your values. Everything is linked. Everything is linked. But the most important thing is you choose one thing. If that's why I asked you on a Monday, what one thing are you doing this week? What's the one thing? Eventually we will get to 3 things a week, but we're not there yet. We're not even sharing one thing. And then we don't see the progress. How are we being accountable? How are we supporting each other? So with all this marketing and PR that I'm sharing with you, what are you going to choose? Because some people in the beginning just don't maybe want to speak. Some people love speaking but don't love writing. So you need to know who you are. What is it you do? So what are you going to work on first? Because eventually you want to be doing quite a number of things. Because when you look at all the other people who are doing well, they're doing all sorts of things in the media, across social media. So they're book signing, they're in magazines, they're in newspapers, they're on TV, they're on podcasts, they're across social media. The difference is the bigger you become, the more visible you become, the more money you earn. You have a team that do a lot of it for you and take the drudgery out of it. But in the beginning, you have to do it. You have to learn your craft, because how can you tell someone else what to do for you if you don't know yourself? So when I started, we did everything ourselves here at Book Brilliance. We didn't have a VA. I did everything. I did all the memes. I did everything. The girls did their jobs with the editing, the typesetting, but all the other stuff that makes this business move, a lot of it was done by me. And then the girls took on some responsibility and we shared it as a team. And that's how you begin. And then you get to a point where you think, can't do it anymore, can't do it anymore. So you share it out. But my point I'm making by telling you that little story is that you have to start knowing your own craft and doing it yourself, because you can't train someone else to be you. Because when other people do things for you, they need to be inside your head. They need to know your brand, what makes you tick, what you like and what you don't like. And that's the sign of a great team, when you know you can put your 100% trust in it. Anyway, we've diverted a little bit, as we always do. So there we have it for today. Blogging. Today, you need to go away and come back with what is your topic, and what are the 3 to 6 topics that you're going to talk about in connection to your main topic, which is what your book's about. Do a mind map, and then under each one, bullet point it. Then you can do it as a list if you like. Do whatever works for you. So I do like mind mapping. I do mind mapping, bullet points, then I write it together, and then I write more detail. So what I do is I build it up. Can't know it all in the beginning. So I start with a skeleton, a framework, and then I add on the meat. So I'm going to teach you to do the same because I know it works. And I taught that for 20 years or more. So it works. But you find your way. Find your way. That's what I'm saying. You might want to draw pictures. You might be an artist and a doodler. You might want to do that. You might want to use code. I don't know. Do whatever you want. As long as it works for you, you need to know how you learn and what works in your mind. So there we have it. No questions to answer today, but please put them in the comment and please share what you could blog about. And then let's see you doing it, because I'm going to ask each one of you. I know some people have given me some blogs already, but we need lots of blogs for our website because we want to make it a great place for people to come. But more importantly, we're putting you in the spotlight. We're giving you another platform in which to market you, in which to promote you, in which to say, here, look at Colin Tansley, look at Margaret Aberdeen, look at Caroline Purvey. Look at what they're doing. Look at who they are. Buy their book. You know? Remember, to get people to buy your book, don't just always ask. You have to, well, that's another, I'm not going to go there. Okay, I'm going to stop there for today. See, one thing leads on to another for me in here. I hope you found something useful in that today. I hope you go away and I've inspired you to take action. You have to do one thing. You're not going to sell books if you do nothing. Input nothing, output nothing. No energy in, no energy out. And money is only energy. So make sure you're putting in exactly what you want to get out of it. Someone in their 30s told me that once upon a time, and I certainly have always done it, and I continue to do it, and I remember hearing her voice. So until next time, this is Brenda saying, be brilliant. Much love. Till next time. See you in a bit.